What's up, guys? Zestran here, and it's been a while since I made a video, but it's been a while since I've just done my voice and gameplay. But I wanted to talk about Brutal Legend and the possibilities of a sequel. This seems to be the only thing I talked about when I talk about Brutal Legend. So the last time I talked about Brutal Legend, it was a tweet from Tim Schafer, who is I think he's the head of Double Fine, who made Brutal Legend, and he's saying something that would cost around like $30 million to make a sequel. And that seems like pretty steep, especially for like crowdfunding or so. But since I've made that video, something big has happened. And if you caught up on not even recent at this point, but just big video game news from this year, especially from E3, you'll know that Microsoft purchased Double Fine, and they are now a first-party developer for Xbox. So now that Double Fine is owned by a huge company, huge publisher, company, console manufacturer, that being Microsoft, could the possibility of a sequel to Brutal Legend be closer to reality? Maybe. So it's actually the day before the 10th anniversary, but I'm going to post it on the 10th anniversary of Brutal Legend. Double Fine has been tweeting the past few days about the 10th anniversary coming up and wanting to share stuff on that stuff, and somebody was commenting in the tweet thread, and then Double Fine actually confirmed in that Twitter thread that Microsoft now owns the IP for Brutal Legend, because a lot of people were confused whether or not Double Fine or EA owned the IP, since EA published the original game. But it turns out Double Fine owned the IP, and I believe I always knew that. They had a publishing deal with EA, and I don't know what the partnership was. Maybe it was just strictly publishing. Maybe they helped fund the game. But Double Fine retained the IP and I think even the publishing rights. I don't know. But now that they got bought out, that means Microsoft not only bought the company, but they bought all their assets and everything, including all their IP, which one of those is Brutal Legend. So I also am not sure if this could possibly happen or not, because I remember reading a few years ago, I don't exactly remember where, but I remember reading that Brutal Legend was Double Fine's best-selling game ever. But that was a few years ago, and they've since released a few more games. But then I also heard, I was on Twitter, I think this was right after E3, and people were talking about Brutal Legend 2 and Double Fine, all that stuff. And I think it was Ryan McCaffrey from IGN saying that Brutal Legend sold terribly, so a sequel will never happen. So I'm not sure. Although I don't know how the sales were for like Psychonauts, and that's getting a sequel pretty soon. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I think it could be possible if there's enough interest and enough demand, and maybe even Double Fine wants to do it, and if Microsoft gives them the freedom to do it, that sequel to Brutal Legend could possibly happen. Of course, that would happen. It'll probably be exclusive to PC and Xbox, but that's fine. I'll more than willing either get a really good PC or buy an Xbox console just to play Brutal Legend 2, because I love the first Brutal Legend game. I guess we really have to see. I don't know what other projects they have in the works, or I know right now they're working on Psychonauts 2, so maybe after Psychonauts 2, maybe they'll start working on Brutal Legend 2, or maybe they have some other products in development they got to get out of the way first. I'm not sure. I don't really keep up with the business side of Double Fine. I just, I like some of their games. But I think even with a budget around $30 million, I think that's still pretty low for AAA standards, and I think Microsoft would... again, I don't know. I don't know the business insides of Microsoft and Xbox I think Xbox technically is it's its own division of Microsoft. I don't know if it's like a subsidiary of Microsoft or not. I'm not really sure how that works. But I don't feel like $30 million is that big budget-wise for like a first-party exclusive game for them. Like, I don't know how much they spend on like stuff like Halo or Gears of War, but I'm sure the budget for those games are way bigger. And yeah, those have a way bigger audience and they're a way bigger name. Like, a lot of people know what Gears of War is. Like, it just came out with its 5th game. I guess technically 6th game if you count Gears of War Judgment. And then right now they're working on the 6th main Halo installment, Halo Infinite. And there's also been a few spin-offs for that series too. So, I don't know. Maybe it's possible that it could happen in the near future. Maybe it'll probably, if it does happen, it'll probably be Xbox Scarlet and PC game, of course, because, those come out next year, and I doubt they're going to surprise us. Here's Brutal Legend 2 right now. That's not going to happen because they're still working on Psychonauts, of course. So, I don't know. But I feel like the possibilities of a Brutal Legend sequel happening is higher than ever, especially now that Double Fine doesn't have to rely on kickstarting and worry about trying to find funding and stuff, different routes. Now they have a big publisher because they're owned by a big publisher, and I don't know how much freedom they're going to have as a developer, but it seems like under Phil Spencer's reign, Microsoft has been pretty good in letting developers kind of make what they want to make, it seems like. And a lot of their first-party games this generation have been pretty far and few between, but they've all been pretty highly reviewed and liked, except for like Crackdown 3, but I think that was really high expectations for something that, I don't know. I've never played any of the Crackdown games, so I don't have any opinion on that, but I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see what the next few years hold. I feel like now under the wing of Microsoft, I feel like the potential for Brutal Legend sequel 2 is very sequel to Brutal Legend 2. That just didn't make any sense. A sequel to Brutal Legend, I should say. I feel like the potential for that is at as highest possibility it's ever been. I know I said that before, but sometimes I repeat myself because I don't script these. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think under the new partnership, it's not really a partnership, they straight up bought them, but do you think with the new era of Double Fine as a first-party developer for a console manufacturer, do you think that the possibilities of a sequel to Brutal Legend is more possible now, because especially since Tim Schafer still has interest in making a sequel to that game, it seems like, and maybe now without having to worry about money as much and funding, maybe it's possible if Microsoft will greenlight that project. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but I'm not trying to get my hopes up, but my hopes are a little more up there than they used to be because of this news. The only downside I have to this is that, unfortunately, a sequel to Brutal Legend will probably never come to PlayStation, and that's my preferred platform of choice. But I don't hold any biases or whatever. I'm not going to be like, no, fuck Xbox just because I don't really care what you play on. I just play games. I just prefer PlayStation just because what I played on, and I like trophies better than achievements and how that whole thing works. And yeah, they each have their pros and cons, and that's not really the point of this video, but whatever. If a sequel to Brutal Legend does happen, I'm going to get it regardless of platform as long as I have a thing to run it on. If I still have a great PC by the time the game hypothetically comes out, then I'll probably just buy the current Xbox to play it on because I really want a sequel. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to go subscribe to my second channel, Zestran Plays. I do a lot of Let's Plays and stuff. Obviously, that's what's called Plays. And that would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to grow that channel out because I really like doing videos on there. So, again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.